Welcome back, everybody, to Joe's Bibles. This is Joe, and today I'm going to talk about the only two Bibles that I have found that I need. And it's not translation, but it is the kind of Bibles that I need right now. The first one that I've realized I need is a study Bible. So let me put this aside. This is the Holman NASB 2020 Study Bible. And I had it rebound by Logos Rebinding, which I'll do a video about in the future. But the first Bible, the first type of Bible that I need on a daily basis, I'm finding, is a study Bible. One of the reasons why I need a study Bible on a daily basis is because it provides study notes. So I like to meet with God in the mornings or at some point in the day. Right now, I'm finding that what I really need is to just camp down, lock in on one chapter of the Bible a day. And that's been like a game changer for me, because normally I'm reading 3 to 4 chapters at a time as I go through a Bible reading plan that gets me through reading the Bible in a year. But lately, I've really just appreciated going through the Bible one chapter at a time daily. And if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to spend just one chapter a day, I want to make sure I want to go into that chapter pretty deeply, but not so deeply that it takes me an hour and a half of reading and a commentary, which is where a study Bible really comes in handy. Because the notes that a study Bible offers, let me go to Matthew chapter 23, is not extensive, but it's enough, or I find it to be enough. So you can see down here in a study Bible, you've got notes, but it's not giving commentary on notes on every single verse of the Bible, just very selectively. And it also offers, this one in particular, this Holman NASB Study Bible, has helpful articles or helpful little tidbits that gets you into the scriptures. Now, the other thing that's really cool about a study Bible is that it offers book introductions, book outlines, and helpful articles throughout the Bible, which is really nice. So let me show you an example. So here, this is the intratestamental. So between the Old Testament and the New Testament, they call that the intratestamental period. And it gives you an article on what happens in between the Old Testament and the New Testament. The intertestamental history, which is a really helpful article. And then after that, it goes into the New Testament, but it doesn't go into Matthew right away. It gives you another helpful article. This one is the introduction to the gospel, or to the Gospels and Acts. Let me show you the book introduction for Matthew. So in Matthew, it gives you a short sentence before you actually go into the meat and the bones of the book introduction. And then you get into the book intro. And I love the size of this. Just enough. It talks about the author of Matthew, the background, the message and the purpose, and then the contribution overall to the Bible, and also the structure. And it gives you an outline and this helpful timeline. Now, not every study Bible is going to give you this kind of information, but it is going to give you enough meat, enough information to describe what the particular book of the Bible that you're about to look into. Now, if you can get one that has an outline, even more helpful, because then you get to see the overall structure of the book. So I find that this is really helpful to have on a daily basis, to go through or use a study Bible daily. And it's particularly helpful if you don't have enough time to just go through the Bible one chapter at a time, but deeply. The other Bible that I find that I need, because this is so big, and this is basically a desk Bible that I just need to set aside and leave at home. The other type of Bible that I need, you could probably guess, is a more portable thin line. So this one is the Zondervan NASB Premier Collection Thin Line. So I can't take this with me everywhere, but I can with this Bible. So this is nice and portable. It's a thin line. It's not a large print, but the fonts are big enough. And what this offers is a quick reference to whatever I read in the morning. So this morning, for instance, I was reading through Matthew chapter 23. And I'd like to know what I read, but I don't want to take this Bible, and I don't want to open my Bible app, because then that'll distract me into looking at social media. But if I could take the same translation and look at the same chapter in that translation, well, that's really helpful because then I can look back on what I read in the morning. Now, you don't have to get a thin line, just get something that's more portable in the same translation. So this in particular, let me tell you why it's really good for me. Let me turn to Matthew chapter 23 and the way that this particular Bible formats it. Okay, here we are in Matthew chapter 23. Let me move this sheet of paper out. And what do you notice? This breaks it down. This formats the chapter verse by verse. So if there was a verse that really stood out in the morning and I wanted to review it and recall it, this is really nice because not only does it get me there quicker because of the verse by verse format, but I could focus on that particular verse. This is not the particular verse that I looked at this morning or focused on this morning. Rather, I focused on this one. So I love being able to just focus on that, recall what I read using a very portable Bible. Having a portable Bible of the same translation that you do your study and devotion in is also really helpful as you're reading through a Christian book. So for instance, I'm going through a book right now called Love the Ones That Drive You Crazy, and they reference the scriptures there all the time. So I love being able to just use this physical Bible, go to the Bible verse that the book is referring to, and be able to read and meditate on that as well. Finally, the reason why I need a portable Bible is if I'm meeting with somebody, counseling them, or just meeting with them, I can share with them really easily what I studied or what God is teaching me. So again, a portable Bible is really, really handy. So those are the two Bibles, the two types of Bibles that I need, I'm finding is really helpful for me. I'm not somebody who marks and writes in their Bibles. I'm finding that out about myself. I am not a Bible marker, so I don't really need a wide margin Bible, but I do need in this season of my life a good study Bible that's faithful to the text, bigger, more information, more articles that I could leave here at home on my desk. And I do need one in my bag to take with me everywhere, which is this portable thin line. Well, let me know what types of Bibles you like to use and what you find is indispensable for your walk with the Lord. And leave that in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this video. And again, read your Bible.